I was getting pretty. Okay. This feels good. This feels good. Good morning. Good morning. Pardon me while I set up the shop. Welcome to the morning messages, y'all. What a divine morning it is already. I'm a little delayed because I just got a fantastic download. A personal one and a good one. Oh, so good download I just got. I love when new ideas come into my awareness and I get this sudden burst of inspiration. Let's see if I can turn that way. There we go. I get this sudden burst of inspiration, like a new zest for life because I have a new mission to accomplish. I love it so much. Okay, little bumblebee. So, welcome to the morning messages, y'all. My name is Alami Bashir. Y'all should know by now, every Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Pacific time, 10 Eastern, I chime in to do a morning message. These are live, intuitive, channel messages. I'm going to find out in real time along with you what they're about. So if you want to learn more about me, who I am, and what I do, feel free to visit begreateveryday.com. That's begreateveryday.com. All right, so I started this morning, the message today, talking about just the joy and the gratitude I have for new ideas. And I really do. There's some folks that don't really like change or transition or, when things are disrupted from their norm. I tend to be one of those people that do. I like change. I don't mind doing things different. But everybody's different, right? Everybody has different needs energetically. So this message is going to fall on each of us differently, depending on kind of where we are in life and what we feel like doing. There's a lot of layers that play into how amenable we are to change. But I do feel the first collective message as we get started today has a lot to do with welcoming and accepting change. Not just, knowing life's going to be life and I got to deal with it, but it's like looking forward to change. It's like knowing that change brings new energy and even unexpected change. And even disappointing change. It's a rebirth that happens with change of any kind. Rebirthing meaning there's kind of like an end to a first season and now there's something new that is now happening or something new that is birthed, right? So, it's an energy of like really being open and welcoming change, not just tolerant of it, okay? So I do feel there's some significant life changes on the horizon for us, okay? And I say us as in all of us who are listening, tuned in, whether now or later, if you catch a replay. It's really a measure of spiritual strength to learn how to embrace change and roll with it, as we say, okay? Roll with it meaning to flow with it more fluidly than to come up against a difference in circumstance and then, full stop and fall apart and, feel unhinged because you lack what feels like control. So, this feels like a life skill, as we might imagine, to learn how to navigate change. It is a life skill. it does require a certain intentionality to welcome when our ecosystem is disrupted. It does take a certain amount of maturity to be able to have disruption come into your life and not become unhinged, and to not fall apart, or to not get so scared or get so defensive, or retreat in any kind of way. It's like it is a sign of maturity when you learn how to navigate change, even the smallest of changes. It's like, how many times have you gotten in your car to set forth in a direction and then only to find out that the road is closed, or there's a train there, or there's some disruption in the flow that you normally would want to feel? Like, we don't even like those kinds of disruptions, right? So when it comes to, you know, I won't say more significant things, but for lack of a better phrase, for more significant things, we have a much harder time rerouting. Pun intended, okay? We have a much more difficult time rerouting when the stakes are higher, okay? When there are more components of change than we choose, Even something as simple as like losing your wallet, you have to now call credit card companies and order a new ID, and, try to stop payment on things. And, there's all kind of things that domino from that, right? Okay. None of us will ever appreciate those things. So it's not always easy to navigate and pivot in the moment, right? All right, so this is interesting. So that card was just kind of face up. All the rest of them are the right direction, but I'm going to use that one because it stood out to me. But let me pull some cards. Good morning, by the way. Say good morning if you're in the chat. Yeah, this morning we're talking about change. We're talking about what feels like big change. And obviously it feels like positive change. And the card here says the good kind, which is confirming that for me, that it does feel like positive change. It feels like very positive change, if I'm being honest. But like with change, it's like there's an ending of something so that new can come in. And that new that we might be excited to welcome still means an ending of something old, okay? So what that feels like is, as an example, man, and unfortunately, I have a friend that lost their home in the California fires recently, and it's that adage of as one door closes, another one opens. Unfortunately, they literally are living that path as they just opened a residential property here, and their home there perished as a result of these catastrophes. So it's like, even though you may be excited to welcome in the new environment, it's like, man, I don't have my old one anymore, And so there is a grieving process that happens even with new and exciting change, like welcome change. And I feel like this message is kind of like I want to say like a forewarning, okay? Usually we think about forewarnings as, something dangerous ahead, but this forewarning feels like kind of to brace yourself that you're going to go through that cycle, okay? It's like, as much as I love living here, I would not like to let this place go, but if there's somewhere that I can't perceive that is greater than, then I have to let this go, while I lovingly and willingly receive the next offer or next opportunity. So, yeah, that's where we are. Change, preparing for change, positive change, okay? Preparing for positive change. And so here's the other thing, okay? So some of the changes might not look so positive in the way they're packaged. As you approach it, it may not feel like it's like a good thing. It might not feel like it's for the best in the moment, okay? But like this change is like, this is a forewarning again. whatever the change is that's coming, it's a good thing, okay? It's bringing value to your life, and as much as it may make you feel uncertain or unsure or afraid or, it's like it's good shit on the other side of this change, okay? So there's like a need to remember that, okay? Like you may freak out because it feels like overwhelming responsibility and chaos all around, but it's like this is good. It's gonna be great, okay? I receive these messages, okay? But it's a lot of energy around remember that this is a good change, okay? Keep in mind, it says the good kind. Come on, little card. There we go. This change is positive. It's good. It's adding value to your life. It's probably going to add money to your pocket. It may even add a lot more exposure to you and your platforms and your people and just everything that is related to you, okay? So this is good, okay? This is bringing abundance. This is bringing more comfort. This is bringing finances, money, okay? This is bringing all kinds of things. It's also going to bring up more of the shadow, because that's kind of what happens as we grow and expand and become more of ourselves is life shows us the parts that are hiding in the shadow. So it's like be prepared for all of it. All of it comes with it, and there's more light than shadow. And so this is good, okay? This is good. All right, and look, here's, I'm telling you, I can't make it up. Shift the way to new potential. By the way, I'm working with the sacred, what is this? The Sacred Creators Oracle. Yes, the Sacred Creators Oracle by Chris-Anne. And this card says, shift the way to new potential, okay? So I told you it's good change coming, okay? It's good change coming, and the reason why it may feel overwhelming is because you may feel like you need to study more or learn more or be able to do more. You may feel in some way insecure because you haven't mastered something, okay? But it's like, know that this is how you grow. It's like sometimes we have to learn on the job, literally, okay? So this shift the way to new potential is giving me like, be fully in your yes when this change comes, okay? This is like, don't allow your insecurities to block your blessing, to hold you back, to make you second guess. It's like when duty calls, respond, okay? So it's also given the notion like some of you are generator types, okay? I know I'm a generator type. It's giving like when you get the cue, when that gut response kicks in, like take action, shift, okay? It doesn't say think about it. It doesn't say hold up, pause, let me hold on. It says shift, like go with the flow, okay? Shift the way to new potential. And it's like go with the flow knowing that you're gonna learn what you need to learn as you need to learn it, okay? It's like, sometimes we'd be thinking, I know I'd be thinking this, is that things have to be in perfect condition for me to like want to move forward and do something. It's like it has to be the perfect climate for all the sun, the moon, the stars, and all the rain and everything. And it doesn't have to be that way. It's like when the gut says go, it's go. It's move forward. It's take action. It's learn as you grow, okay? It's a lot of energy around that. Yes, respond when you get the cue. That's what's up. Exactly. All right, so let me keep going. Good morning, good morning. Say hey in the chat if you're here. Make sure you like this video. I'd appreciate that. I'd appreciate that. All right, come on, little card. There we go. Come on, little card. There we go. Oh, it doesn't want to clear. It doesn't want to show you this one. I'm going to have to read it to you. The card says, nourish the sacred feminine. Of course, just as I get it in, I move it away. There we go. There's what it says. What does this mean? Okay, and I know I have some males that follow my content. Shout out to the fellas. What's up, fellas? Okay. Don't see the word feminine and get afraid, fellas, okay? If you are a healthy individual, you have some active feminine energy. Otherwise, you'd probably be a barbarian, Okay? So feminine energy is a necessary energy in just the same way that masculine energy is. Okay? And the card says nourish the sacred feminine. So I'm channeling this message, so I'm not self-described as a scientific resource around this. But as the message is coming through, it's giving this notion of, and this feels very stereotypical, so I also kind of pull back from it. But it's like, pay attention to the softer sides of you, okay? I know plenty of women who are fearless, who are warriors in and of themselves, in all of their feminine energy. So this is in no way to liken femininity to vulnerability, okay? Yet it is, okay? And that vulnerability is a strength, it's not a weakness, okay? To be vulnerable takes courage, it takes bravery, okay? It takes intentionality and a willingness. There's so many parts of the self that we have to master in order to be vulnerable, some of us, okay? And then others of us are very open and very unguarded when it comes to people, and very receptive to other people's input or influence, and we don't have those kind of same stops or barriers, okay? So this the feminine energy speaks to this willingness to be vulnerable, okay? To be vulnerable, but to work on being vulnerable, okay? So remember, we're talking about change and significant life change, and how do we navigate that change, okay? So to nourish our sacred feminine is to willingly lean into vulnerability and support ourselves while we do it. Okay, it's not for, so in other words, it's not for other people to create a safe and sacred space for you. It's for you to do it for you. It's like, hello, Crystal, good morning. It's not for anybody to tell you over and over and over and over again, you can trust me, this is a safe space, I want to hear from you. It's like you have to give yourself that permission to lean into that frequency. This nourish the sacred feminine is this leaning into what feels like empathetic self-care. It feels like, and here we go again, it just doesn't want to show this card. It feels like empathetic self-care. Okay, it's like being gentle with yourself. If you get afraid because there's change happening that feels out of your control, good or bad, okay? Sometimes, again, just the lack of feeling like you're in control of the momentum is enough for us to kind of tighten up or pause or recoil, you know, from an opportunity or an ambition. So it's a lot of energy around, like, how do you learn how to navigate change? Is you learn how to be more gentle with yourself, more compassionate with yourself, to be more attentive to what you need emotionally, to how you're feeling emotionally. This nourish the sacred feminine, again, is not about whether you are male or female. This is an act of self-care. This is an act of self-love, okay? To allow yourself to be vulnerable, to feel a feeling of fear, or feel the feeling of insecurity, or to feel the feeling of uncertainty. These are very real human experiences, and it's okay, okay? It's okay to be able to let your guard down for a second. You know, even the most positive psychologists and the most affirming counselors all around have problems, and they have fears and they have insecurities, and myself too. I talk about them all the time. You know, there are things that I'm afraid of, you know, and things that cause me pause in this physical reality where I have to actively get into my own self-care and my own self-talk to remind myself, like, okay, you're good. We got this. Okay, I know it looks like you're not sure how that's going to work out, but that too is going to work out, just like all the other things. It's like all of that self-talk is me self-caring. Like that is an act of the sacred feminine, you know. And if it were to add some contrast to that, the sacred masculine would be a little bit more direct and a little bit more aggressive or assertive, direct in that energy of encouragement. It's like that part of us that talks shit to ourselves to get ourselves motivated. Like, you ain't no punk, you ain't gonna take that, da, 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 da. You know, or maybe that's just in my head. But nonetheless, you probably understand what I'm saying. This nourish word is there for a reason because there's a gentleness that's in the conversation. There is a natural nurturing in the tone of the voice, okay? This nourish is like, it is the most gentle, compassionate care you can give yourself to nourish, okay? So big energy around that, all right? To nourish yourself as you're going through change, as you're going through even great, inspiring, exciting change. To nourish yourself looks like taking a moment of pause, creating space for private self-care. You know, if there's good things going on, there's probably people around. So creating moments of respite and retreat so you can just be with your own thoughts and have a moment of pause. That's what that might look like, okay? All right. But I feel a lot of positive energy, and I keep saying that over and over again. It just feels like, you know, this is a forecasting and kind of a foreshadowing kind of message to encourage you to self-care as you go through positive change. You know, it's like I've seen people move out of homes and, you know, have to, as you know how it is when you're moving out of somewhere and you're decluttering the things and trying to decide what you keep and what you throw away. And, you know, at some point you get to, I don't care about any of it, I just throw it away. It's like, you know, to be really intentional in the transition, okay? It's like you may be so excited to get out of there to get to your new place, but to make sure you give yourself that time to just say goodbye to the old life or the old you or the old things. It's like to really appreciate that cycle and that sequence and that series of life for what it was. It's like, don't push past, well, I don't need to worry about that because I just have this new to focus on. It's like there is a slight grieving process that happens with any kind of change that is important for us to remember, okay? So I love this message, okay? I love it mostly, and not only because, but I mean, it's a very affirming message. There are good, positive things ahead. If you haven't gotten good news, there is good news on the way, okay? And it's big, life-changing news, okay? It's life-changing news. It will require you to have to keep your balance, and that's a part of what we don't talk about enough when people achieve a next level of success and what that looks like, to have to self-care mentally and emotionally. And it doesn't require you to have to become a big-time celebrity or movie star in order to have to do this kind of self-care work. It is literally personal growth work, regardless of what your occupation is or what opportunities are in front of you. There's a process that happens in transitions, okay? It's like for those who are recovering from the damages in California, they can't just, you know, oh, that burned to the ground, I'll just, you know, go live somewhere else and just forget about that because there's nothing there to really have to deal with. You know, it's like give yourself time to make that transition between realities, okay? The human part of you needs time to kind of slow walk the journey of change, okay? So don't be so quick to move from one thing to the next, I guess is the best way to say, without giving yourself ample opportunity to process, okay? Man, what is on the horizon? I know we're cooking up some stuff over here. Greetings, Sea King. Greetings, Crystal. Yeah, I don't know what's on the horizon for you good folks, but it does feel good, okay? It feels good. And these are collective messages. These are not just me talking to myself, although I do know that as well. These are messages for you all, so take them as they resonate. I would love to hear what opportunities come before you in the next few days to weeks to come. It's like, what's around the corner for you? Okay. Make sure you come back to share. But it does feel like there's a need to be conscious and intentional in your self-care as you make these transitions, these positive transitions. Okay. Okay. So this next card, boop, 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 come on, there we go. It says Soul on Fire. Okay. Again, I'm working with the Sacred Creators Oracle deck with Chris Ann. And this Soul on Fire card, remember we're talking about change and how to navigate change, okay? I feel like this is a reminder that, you know, anytime we have change, even the change that we don't think we're asking for, it's like we may not consciously say, yes, I want to have my house burned down on fire. We would probably most times never say that, right? But there's something that gets activated at a soul level when we have adversity. It's just nothing that's ever going to match it. Unfortunately, it's like, it's nothing to really wake people up like some real adversity. I mean, that's when we really become like awake and aware to a lot of things that we're not awake and aware to in our casual, sleepy life, right? So this Soul on Fire feels like a perspective shift, okay? And again, I know from personal experience that when life becomes a little too fucked up, you're not really trying to hear too much positivity in the face of what feels like a doomed reality. It's kind of hard to take in like what someone might call toxic positivity when it's not toxic to be optimistic. It becomes toxic when you start to deny or ignore the human aspects of the experience, okay? Because we are both spirit beings having a human experience. So this card Soul on Fire feels very much like when this positive change comes in, okay, and I'm not going to say if, it's very much when, okay? When this positive change comes in, it's like as you may knee-jerk response want to get afraid, okay? It's like, remember, this is what you asked for. Oh my God. This is like natural, healthy psychology, okay? Is that we spend, in our human being existence, we spend a lot of time dreaming about things and wanting things and considering what things might be if we had it like that. And then once things start to mirror what we were trying to manifest, there's a part of the human experience that almost can't believe it, so it pauses, okay? It's like you in your eyes are seeing what your mind was envisioning, and it becomes 3D form. There's something, as we say, we become speechless. It takes our breath away. You know, it literally snatches our soul for a second, okay? It's like, soul, we did it. Okay, soul, here it is. It's like our soul, it has to reconcile the fact that our mind will be slow to process what we have magnified here in this dimension. So this card, Soul on Fire, feels like it's very powerful. It feels like remembering in that time when you may feel overwhelmed by your blessing. Okay, it's remembering in that time and in that season that this is what you asked for. Okay. And it's like the abundance that you asked for is coming, it's near, it's nigh, and when you get it, don't pause, shift into it. Welcome it in with ease. When they offer you the job, when they offer you the opportunity, when they give you the grant money, you just open up your hand, you receive it with loving arms, and you carry on as you know you were going to, because you knew it was possible. If you didn't know it was possible, you wouldn't fixate on it, okay? So it's like recognizing that when the abundance comes in, don't shy back from it, you know, don't shrink away from it. You see how I keep wanting to like stick out my chest? It's like to step right into it, to embody it, okay? Because you already do. It's like, don't shrink out of it, okay? Own it. This is it, you know, this is what my dream was made of. Here it is. Woo, Lord. Oh my God, you guys. This message is so much. When I tell you I'll be channeling messages for myself, this is wild. Hey, I channel them for all of us, but I listen to them as they come through, and I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God, they're talking about me. Oh, I like that little emoji. That's cute. Yeah, people, everybody's like, hey, good to see you around these parts. I know we done moved over here to the YouTube universities, and I hope that all of you are liking the video. Like the video, please. Please and thank you. If you are resonating, if you are enjoying, I know this feels a little bit unusual for me because it feels like a forecast video. It feels this is a morning message. These messages are meant for you to spend your day setting an intention around these messages. So I don't know how you set an intention around a forecast. I guess it's a belief, it's a knowing, it's a trust. You know, if you resonate with this message, that means that there's probably something you are wanting that is bigger, that feels bigger than you seem. And so, should take it as it resonates. Take it as it resonates. I know how it's getting over here. Thank you for liking the video. I appreciate you. Thank you for joining live too. You know, YouTube, we have a love-hate relationship right now because I'm getting used to this platform, and I do like it, and I like that you all are here chatting. I love it. Alicia's here. I love it. Yeah, I love all the things. But I feel like it's still not a seamless enough gateway for you all to get in. Like, I still feel like people be having problems following the links that I'm just copying and pasting the links that they have. Oh, and you can see the cards more clearly. I love that. Okay, let me get this air pointing in my direction because I'm sweating like a pig. Piglet. Oh, there we go. Sweating like a piglet. Piglet. Oh, okay. All right. So we got our PJs on. No biggie. I think it's just we're used to the... Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's my problem. Okay. I do know that. I mean, as we talk about change, right? We got to let go of one thing to let in another. That's where we are in life. I'm trying to let go of the familiarity of Instagram and move through this learning curve over here. Oh, I forgot to put my Cash App up. Oh, well. All right. Let's see. So that you can get the notifications all the time, you have to go in and set the... Yeah. Come on, tell the people how to do it, Carrie Grace. Help me. What I will do is I will continue to create an upcoming, like, what do you call it? Where it shows you that there's a video upcoming, like to set a timer to it, to schedule them ahead of time. I think that's also probably helpful. You guys keep giving me your feedback so I can make these things seamless, because I want you all to stay in community. I want to be in your community. And so I don't want it to be too difficult for you to do that, and for us to do that. Okay. So, yeah, we talking, yeah, click on subscribe and hit all. Yeah, Carrie, let them know, girl. I appreciate you. Carrie, if you keep doing a good job, I might ask you to moderate, so, because that's a thing too. I need moderators. Okay, so let's keep talking. Okay, happy Monday, by the way, to everybody. Anybody who's new here, let me start with a quick reintroduction. My name is Alami. Hi. And I wake up top of the morning. Sometimes I brush my teeth and wash my face, and sometimes I don't. But I do a morning message every Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 Eastern. I'm in the jungles of Costa Rica. You'll hear strange bird sounds, animal, monkey sounds, all the things live around here. And they must have heard me because now they've stopped. Okay, So let's continue with our message, shall we? Oh, and if you want to learn more about me, what I do, and how I do it, go to BeGreatEveryday.com. By the way, welcome to Be Great Everyday, the channel. I'm super excited to be over here now on YouTube. We have so much more programming in store. I cannot wait. And yeah, I'm here for y'all. So I'm really paying attention to what it is that you all say that you need, what kind of support you want, what kind of content, what kind of topics. Like, y'all tell me how to do this, and that's what we gonna do. But in the meantime, we're doing the morning message, and clearly you want to do that with me. So let me go into the first card of this next deck. Okay. And the deck is the Voices of the Soul's Oracle. The cards look kind of weird. Don't worry about it. The theme is learning. Okay. Remember, we're talking about change. Theme is learning. Change. We're talking about change. How do we navigate change, even exciting change? Well, there's a learning curve, okay? Because it feels like whatever this next level change, it feels like a new adventure. It feels like uncharted waters or unfamiliar territory. So it does feel like there's going to be a learning curve. It's like, if someone dropped $150,000 in your lap, all of a sudden you're in a different tax bracket, you have different financial needs, you have different tax requirements. There's all kinds of new change. You have now access to be able to do more things or travel. It's like there's a whole world of change that now is upon you. And while it might be great change and exciting change, it's still change. It's still a bunch of new things that you have to learn and come to understand, and new people you have to get to know, processes, business contract. It's like all kinds of things. There's a lot to learn. So it feels like as you're navigating what feels to be an upcoming change, and for you it might be something like getting a new job. It might be getting some kind of contract work where you now have to learn how to read a certain kind of contract, or maybe you need to get an attorney or get on chat and learn as much as you can. It's like there's some work to do in the midst of this change, okay? So it's a lot of energy around don't worry about it, but just move intuitively. It's like you don't have to know all the answers, but just trust the process, trust God, and make sure that you're tapping into intuition. Okay, I want to draw that card back up so I can show you, because that eye on the hand there is giving me like, make sure you tap into intuition before you move a muscle, literally, okay? It's like use your wisdom, your high level wisdom, not just your thinking mind or your feelings in the moment, okay? It's like use high level wisdom as you are making decisions, as you are deciding what parts you even need to learn. Like some people, try to learn everything about everything because they don't want to be, caught short not knowing any one part. And there's a part of that that is a great strategy, and then there's a part of that that is just not realistic. It's like one human being can't learn everything about everything and still be functioning in certain regards in other ways. So there is a capacity on how much learning you actually do need to do. It's like, don't feel overwhelmed trying to take it all in. There are professionals that will be sent your way to help you do certain things. So just like pay attention to your intuition that tells you what you need to learn. If you're reading a contract and your gut's like, I don't think I really understand this, and I probably should because I'm signing it. It's like, listen to that, okay? Make sure you listen to that, okay? So that feels real good, okay? I feel like, within the next 30 days, I feel like 30 days from now, life is going to look dramatically different for us, okay? I feel like there's going to be, there's some transition happening in the next 30 days, okay? And it feels like it's growth oriented, but again, it's change. It's having to leave one thing and go to do another, okay? But it does feel promising, very, 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 very promising, okay? Very promising, okay? All right. If you haven't had a chance to like the video, do that for me real quick before you end this. Okay, now I'm using this deck, and if you all follow me at all, then you know this deck has some cream colored cards and then it has some black cards. And I happily channel the messages for the cream colored cards, but it's like, what comes to your mind when you think of a message of peace? Like, put it in the chat. What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you see this card and think of the words message of peace? What's the first thing that comes to your mind? Can you put it in the chat? I'll tell you what comes to me, but this is really meant for you to access what comes to you. That's one of the reasons why I love this deck, is that it's meant to help you practice mastering your intuition as well. What's the first thing that comes to mind? Message of peace. If you can, put it in the chat. Okay. So while you think about that, I'll tell you what comes to me. Okay. And this has been coming to me repeatedly over the last several days. You know, in as much as that we see people like literally arguing and fussing and in some case fighting over, you know, political opinions and who's right, who's wrong, who should be doing what or not. Like, the reality is that we are all still gonna have to coexist. No matter who's right or who's wrong, quote unquote, we all still have to coexist. So while we can spend as much time as we want or don't want to fussing about all the details, the reality is we all have to get this right in order for us to have a sustainable ecosystem to thrive in. Okay. That's the thing that's coming to me. So the message of peace is like moving away from like this need to judge someone's opinion as right or wrong, and moving more into problem solving that actually leads to peace. And so I know that's a far shot for most people because people want to be right, right? And people want other people to say that they're right. And people want their way, and they want to see things done their way. So I know that there's a lot of obstacles to what I'm saying, okay? But when peace becomes the priority, we stop really arguing for every little thing, okay? If it's really about peace, you know, if peace is about control or domination or power, now we're in other dynamics. We're not at peace anymore, okay? But if people really wanted to prioritize peace, I think the conversations would really sound a lot different. But that's not the value system that we're operating in for most people. They're not operating in peace. They're operating in privilege. They're operating in power. They're operating, quite honestly, in the problem. There's a lot of people in this dimension that are really invested in humans having problems, because when humans have problems, then you can create profit from it. So there's not really a large set of folks who are really championing peace, because peace would then eliminate problems that really drive the financial sector. So I say that as part to underline a truth that is maybe not obvious, but that is what is coming energetically to me, is that if we really become about peace, then we'll start redefining our problems differently, okay? It won't be about who did that or who said that or who's in control or who's not. It's like, how do we resolve this problem? So go in peace, be at peace with the things you are releasing. Everything will be okay. To find peace no matter what's going on outside of my control. Yeah. When peace is a priority, it's easy to find solutions. Oh, without a doubt. More beneficial to the whole collective, without a doubt. So however the card resonated for you with this message of peace, it's for you to really internalize that message, okay? Like, that message that you just shared with us is really for you, okay? It's for us as well, but make sure that you internalize your own message, okay? Make sure that you write it down, what you just shared with us, that this is what you can attach yourself to when you need to anchor in peace, okay? So it's a lot of energy around having your own, I'm hearing 3 words: inspiration, aspiration, and affirmation. Having your own inspiration, aspiration, and affirmation when it comes to peace, okay? All right. We got one more black card. We having fun with this? Oh, I see more people in here. Hello, more people. Make sure you like the video, please. The card says free message. What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you see the words free message? What's the free message? And this is the gift that you're going to give all of us. Okay? This is the gift you're giving all of us. What's the free message? While you all think of yours, the free message for me is plants don't grow without water. Plants don't grow without water. Meaning sometimes it has to rain. Sometimes it has to downpour in order for the ecosystem to stay healthy and thriving. We can make sense of that analogy knowing that I live in the rainforest, in the jungle. Everything out here is green. And it can only be green because it rains. And if it doesn't rain, everything dies. And we've seen what happens when it doesn't rain and then everything dies. It actually can create destruction. So the rain is necessary and it's essential. The heavier the downpour here, the better. Because even if it starts to over-soak the land, it becomes like a retention. So even after it dries up on the surface, it rains so hard that it has a reserve. That's how our ecosystem be working naturally. Naturally. It's like the ecosystem knows when it needs to rain in order to foster and cultivate more growth. We're no different than these plants. We need a little downpour every now and again. That's exactly when we come to uncover who we really are. Not just who we say we are or who we think we want to be. That's when the rubber hits the road and then we start uncovering how we really show up. So, however this message resonates for you, take heed to it. I see some messages in the chat. If you didn't get a chance already, I see some good advice in there. Put your own mask on first. First. I was talking about this with Vic earlier today. It's like, even before we start talking about how can we help each other, like, we still got to master how we help ourselves in order to have something on reserve to help other people with. It's like if you're trying to tell everybody else they need to self-care and how they need to self-care, but you're not doing the same for yourself. Like, how does that translate? Okay. It's like you saving one but giving up another. You're helping them but not taking care of yourself. So I appreciate that message. Throughout this whole process, be patient with yourself. I love that message too. That's a great message to latch onto. Yeah, be patient with yourself. That's something that I've been working with myself on. I put a lot of pressure on myself to do a lot of things and to do a lot of things quickly. And it's like not even realistic. It's not realistic. It's not healthy. It lacks balance. It is too much ego control involved. It's just too much. Anytime we're not being patient with ourselves is when we start getting frustrated. And frustration, I know for me as a generator type, that's a telltale sign that I'm out of balance. Anytime I feel frustration, I know I need to back away from the activity, whatever it is. And even if it's just for a moment, to then go back at it with a fresh eye. But it's like I can't keep bumping my head if it's not getting, I'll say, okay, hold on. That's not working. In true sense of self-mastery, I see something that's not working and I stop doing it. Okay? Yes, go slow to go fast. That is definitely great advice for a manifesting generator. What's up, Jordan? Rise and shine just like the sun does from every angle. I love that. That's kind of gangster. Rise and shine. I don't know why my brain all of a sudden just sees like, me with like a big Kool-Aid smile, like the sun and clouds in the background. I'm just like, like Chester cheesing. Silly. I don't know why. every day, all day. Even when it ain't shining, it's shining every day, all day. All right, I feel one more card on the horizon. I feel one more card on the horizon from here, and one more from here. Yeah. Y'all make sure that y'all like and subscribe. Make sure you go to begreateveryday.com if you want to stay connected, if you want to book a private personal reading. It's a good day and it's a good time. I dare y'all. Not I dare y'all. I love it. Remember we talking about change and transition? Okay. If you missed the memo, it's a lot of positive energy coming in for us, y'all. I like when I get to share these messages as opposed to like, look, y'all, shit's gonna be fucked up for a second. Like, it's good vibes, okay? It's real good vibes coming in. It's like between now and summertime, it's be some shit popping off. Like, it's gonna be a good fucking summer and fall, okay? It's gonna be real good. So this card says your soul shines, and I feel like this is why it's gonna feel so good. Is because I feel like so many of us are now deeply connected to our soul and like what we want to do on a deep, deep, deep soul level, not just what can we do for money or what can we do that's in our reach or, what can I do that other people think is cool, and we don't be necessarily saying that, but we be thinking that. It be in there. So this your soul shines is really, really, really feel good music. Okay, it's real, feel good music. How that song. Come on, get happy, clap along if you feel like a rolling down the roof. You know that one. Like you cannot fucking hear that song and have a bad day. Like. Even if that song gets on your last goddamn nerves, it still has a tempo to it that the energy is undeniable. It's going to take you up a notch. It's like that's the soundtrack of our lives. That's what I'm hearing, and like I'm hearing that as like the soundtrack to this message. This card says your soul shines because it's like you are. And remember the other card says soul on fire. That was what came out earlier. So we got your soul shines and soul on fire. Okay, so it's like doing what you really love to do and being recognized for it. It's like doing the shit that really matters most and you're getting rewarded. You're getting accolades. It's like you're getting noticed. Okay, it's a lot of energy around like the sparkle, and it's like the sparkle reaches far. It's like it's not just who you think, the people you see on the front row that can see it. It's like you don't know who else can see. I'm sorry, that's how they're giving it to me. It's like you don't know who else can see your resonance. You don't know who else is watching. It's not just the people you know that follow you. It's people who you don't know are watching you that's following you. It's okay. Okay. I like these messages. This message is like lighting me up, okay? Because I feel aligned in this already, and then to have it kind of confirmed is really... Kind of takes my breath away a little bit. Just a little bit. All right. I love this too. This is a great card to end on. Okay. And then I'm gonna say to some of y'all, like, don't walk around with the big head today after I say all this. But I will say this. Okay. So the card says respect. Okay. So it does feel like, whatever this new opportunity that's coming in, whatever this new experience that's coming in, like you're going to garner a lot of respect. Okay. It feels like you're going to get respect from people. You're going to get respect from people that you wouldn't ordinarily. It's like, I've never had this experience, but it's like what I see on TV and what I would imagine. This is the energy of what I'm feeling. It's like when you meet a mentor, somebody that you respected, and then they're telling you how much they respect you. It's like, it feels like that. So like you're garnering the respect of people that you admire. Like that's the kind of respect. It's not just other people, but it's like the people you respect you, if that makes sense. So I said don't walk around with a big head, because it's not like, ooh, whatever this shit is, I'm about to be it's not about being arrogant. It's not about being cocky. It's not even being in positive expectation of what I'm saying. it's a frequency flow. It's like knowing that what you are doing is that caliber. It's like knowing that the thing that your soul wants to deliver is that caliber, where your mentors or your crushes or your, it's like the whoever you look up to or aspire to, they are going to like thumbprint stamp of approval whatever you've got going on. Okay, so I don't know what this means, okay, but it does feel it's like a humble arrogance is the way I want to describe it. It's like a, yeah, I knew I could do it and I know I got it, but it's like, man, but really so and so is really impressed by me and how I do what I do. It's like it's some yin yang energy there, okay? But it does say respect, okay? And it's also lending me to believe it's like as your star grows, as you become more influential or more impactful in whatever you do or how you do it, it's like to remember to stay humble. And it's not just, you know, like like it's like humble in that like subservient to your higher power. It's like humble is like I give thanks to give God all the glory, you know. It's not humble in that you now don't go pursue other things or other opportunity. It's humble in that it's recognizing that you're a conduit to it. It's happening through you. It's not coming from you. Like the humility is in the alignment of recognizing it's not yours and you're just the vessel to see it through. Okay, so it's a lot here. It's a lot here, but it's all good vibes. And if you didn't hear this message, you definitely want to watch it back on the replay. Again, like the video if you didn't get a chance to yet. It's some good vibes. It's like good opportunity, and it has tower moment energy to it. It feels like it's a shock in both directions. It feels like it's really great and then really terrifying at the same time. It feels very dichotomous or a dual in that nature. But I feel a need to keep reaffirming, but it's good, but it's good, but it's good. It's like you're freaking out. You might be freaking out because it's like it's overwhelming, it's impossible, it's this, it's that, but it's good. You know, it's good. And remember the learning curve and give yourself space and grace to navigate this change. You know, welcome change, okay? Welcome change. Embrace change. Just because you may feel like things aren't perfect or like you don't have everything you need, that doesn't mean that's true. That's just what you're thinking, okay? Okay, that's just what you're thinking. It's pay attention to your soul. Does your soul feel energized? Does your soul feel excited? Okay, and your soul is not gonna feel scared. Your soul will pause because your emotional body, your mental body will pause it. Okay, when your mind and your heart get involved, it starts to override any other sensory experience. We know this. This is like life for us. You know, like I spend literally my time teaching people how to move away from those energies to uncover the intuition. So it's like once you are moving intuitively, in order to stay in that frequency, you've got to keep removing the thoughts and the judgment and the emotions and all the impulsivity around that comes with that gut knowing. So it feels like really high flying energy, if I'm being honest. It feels like really, really exciting stuff. It's like, don't freak out and sabotage your success. You know, stay patient with the process. All the things that you guys have been saying is like, those are the to-dos. Go slow to go fast. You know, take care of yourself first. Be patient. You know, those are all the steps to this success. Okay. And that's the best word for us to end on. It feels successful. It feels like positive opportunity, even as much as it may trigger fear. It feels extremely abundant and positive. Okay. Whew. Yep, I feel complete with that. Okay. Love the great things coming in spite of what's happening in the world. Blessed people live all over the world, even in the midst. It's true. That is great advice. Thank you for sharing that, Carrie. For sure, for sure. All right, y'all. On that note, I think I'm going to tap out. I appreciate y'all popping in live. I hope that you will do that again and again and again and again. Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 Eastern. For now, I am saving these messages here on Instagram for a limited time. Don't ask me when that's going to expire. I'm trying to get that sorted out and fell through. But if you want to catch the replay, you'll be able to catch it temporarily, at least here and now. Make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can tune in on the podcast replays as we're airing more episodes and posting more episodes soon. And just so many different things. Oh my God. Y'all stay tuned. Love y'all so much. Go to BeGreatEveryday.com if you care to. Follow me on Instagram if you haven't already. DM me a message. Let me know how these messages resonate for you. I appreciate y'all so much in the comments. And joining live. I'll see y'all tomorrow, 7 a.m. Pacific, 10 Eastern. Morning messages with Alami. Love y'all. Okay, bye.